our first book signing that we've had in the library. We hope this is the first of many, but we're happy that the first is with Dr. Kirk. So yeah, I'm going to turn it over to Miss Kathy Byers. She wrote the foreword in Dr. Kirk's book, so she's going to say a few words. Thank y'all.
But when Heather told me last May that she was thinking about doing this and what she wanted it to be, and I'm like, yes, that's great, wonderful, do it. And then I got to read before y'all did, and just give her my thoughts, and it was easy to do because it was done well. What I wanted to share with y'all is something from the book because it is useful. I have been a nurse for 5 or 6 years now, and I'm still learning and still being able to be with patients and be with friends and be with family that I wouldn't have gotten to do were I not where I am today. So I'm looking at, I sound like a preacher, don't I? Oh my gosh, okay. I'm looking at chapter 11 in the book, and it's entitled, Will I Be Trusted or Accepted? And do you feel like that when you walk into a patient's room? I mean, you're a student nurse and you're there, and you've got your black pants and you've got your white tops, and I remember thinking, are they going to believe me? And I had the wonderful place to be over the last several weeks, and still at the point that I was with this particular patient was, will I be trusted or accepted? And a lot of things went on, but what struck me from chapter 11 is just the statement, you make the patients feel like it's an honor to care for them. And y'all, it really is. It's an honor to take care of, to provide whatever it is they need. If they need water, that's great, they're thirsty. If they need a bath, if they need whatever it is that is needed, whether it's something really great and huge, like, it's always exciting when you go into critical care and they say, okay, we're going to put in a Swan-Ganz line and then we're going to start shooting cardiac outputs and we have to have this done and we need all of these numbers to be where they are. And I mean, that's exciting. But then you come across that patient who just needs you to be there, who just needs you to talk, to care for them, to provide. How many baths have you given since you started nursing? And you're thinking by the time you get to third and fourth semester, I know how to give somebody a bath. Well, something as simple as that can be just as profound to the patient as that cardiac output or intubating or whatever it is. So what we want to do, whether it's with our patients or, and I'm sounding more and more like a preacher, whether it's with your patients that you see in the hospital or whether it's with you're checking somebody's blood pressure at your church or whether they just come to talk to you about something, it's an honor for all of us to be where we are. So the end of the chapter, she had a reading from Isaiah 58:10, and it said, "If you pour yourself out for the hungry and satisfy the desire of the afflicted, then shall your light rise in the darkness and your gloom be as the noonday." So what Heather has done with her book, what we do, whether we're retired or whether we're starting our nursing faculty career or whether we're a first semester nursing student, pour yourself out because people are hungry. They're hungry for care. They're hungry for us. Satisfy satisfy the desire of the afflicted. Yep. Then our light's going to shine. Okay? Just keep that in mind. Read through each of these chapters. There's something there to touch everybody. And it's because Heather decided, I see a need. She poured herself out for the hungry. And she has satisfied the desire. She did that for me. And I feel like I am coming out of the darkness when I face what I've done this last several weeks. My gloom is as the noonday sun. Thank you, Heather.
Heather, I'm going to call you Heather from now on, okay? Heather does not mean a stranger. She takes acquaintances and makes them friends, and then she takes friends and brings them into our family. She is really good at identifying needs in the community, as well as our college and classroom community, and is just willing to pour into other people. As an educator, I got to see her go through her bachelor's program, her master's program, and grow into a marvelous provider. She is a nurse practitioner, and I have been on the receiving end, and my children have been on the receiving end of her care. And she treats her patients just the same as she does her family members, with love and compassion and meeting their needs. And now I get to work with her and as a co-worker and to meet her student needs. And once again, she just has a big heart for you guys. She loves you greatly, and she has high hopes and expectations for her students. But with all of that, mostly, I love to say that she has a heart for God. She is the hands and feet of God. She allows that light to shine through her, and you see Him through her. Our faculty, she'll send us scriptures. She'll pray for us. She sends us encouragement, and is just a good ear to listen when we need it. So I feel that she's a blessing to all that she encounters, and I'm glad she's my family, and I'm so very proud of you. Dr. Kirk.
They are right. I do love y'all. When we take y'all as our students, we feel like we take you to raise. We feel responsible for you. And when y'all struggle, we struggle with you. When y'all can't make rent, we go home and we worry about you all night. When something's going on in your personal life, it affects us. And we want more for you. We know what you can do. You know, we look at you and we see the patients that need to see you walk in their door. One of our former coworkers used to say there's a place in nursing for everybody. It doesn't matter what shape, size, color, interest, anything about you. There's a place in nursing for you, and there's a patient that needs you. They need to see you walk in. And so we try to do everything we can to make y'all be successful. And sometimes we feel like it's not enough. We pray for you, we encourage you, we teach you, we pour into you. And so we have always are asking, what more could we do? What more could we give to make these students successful? And so I usually try to have a project every summer while I'm off. And this summer I was just like I told Dr. Byers, that I think I'm going to write a book. It was in May when we were cleaning out her office and stuff, and it was all sad, and we had a moment one day, and she was sad, and I was sad, and I said, well, I haven't told anybody this, but I think I'm going to write a book, and I think it, devotional. I've been looking at some stuff and thinking about some stuff, and she was like, I think you need to do it. And so I started working on it. I didn't even tell my husband or kids I was doing it, and finally one day he was like, why are you on your computer all the time? And I finally told him. But anyway, so this has been a labor of love, and the biggest blessing I've gotten out of this is hearing the stories from people. There's been other nursing programs that have reached out and talked about how they've used it, and the biggest thing of all is I love seeing y'all's devotions that y'all do at the cross before test. It's just a blessing to me to see that people have benefited from it. But Miss Yeager asked me to read an excerpt from it. So I was going to just read some from the chapter 2, where it says the unknown is scary. And you'll hear horror stories if you haven't already. Current and former nursing students alike will tell you how terrible it is, that you can't have a life while you're in nursing school. Nursing school will define you for the next couple of years. You can't expect to make A's and B's like you did in your prereqs. Your way of studying in the past will not be effective. The instructors are intimidating and they're scary, which is true. We all know that. The questions are terrible and the amount of work is worse. All of this is true, to an extent anyway. I don't say this to scare you, but for you to have a realistic expectation of what's to come, or to help you feel like you aren't alone when you're in the middle of it. I promise you aren't dumb, you're not weak, and you're not crazy. Nursing school is just hard. You can expect that any degree in nursing is going to be hard. It's just that there are so many things that we must teach you in a limited number of semesters. In many cases, instructors are taking teenagers and young adults without any life experience and turning them into professionals that will be responsible for others' lives in just 2 short years. That is an insane responsibility, and we don't take it lightly. We want to protect your future patients, but we also want to protect you. We never want you to know what it feels like to make errors that cause harm to a patient. We want to give you a firm foundation that will prevent you from ever knowing how that terrible responsibility feels. And we want you to have the knowledge and skills you need to not only pass your licensure or certification exam, but to be confident that you can take care of patients safely. I start with all this scary stuff to lead into my whole point with this chapter. God's got you. Any new situation is scary, but God will give you what you need to make it through. When you look at Ephesians 6:10-18, the armor of God is described. We aren't promised that things will be easy. Any battle worth fighting for will be hard. And in my experience, nursing school is a time when students also seem to have many battles raging in their personal lives as well. But God gives us this armor to protect us as we fight our battles. It doesn't mean we won't experience hard times. It just means we will come out on the other side in one piece. We may be bruised and bloody, but we will be intact. Many people think that if they obey God and study their Bible, they'll avoid conflict and hard times, but this simply isn't true. A soldier puts on armor because he or she knows that battle is coming. The soldier is planning for it. The armor's job isn't to keep the soldier from any pain at all. The armor's job is to protect the vital organs and keep the soldier alive. So battle will come and you may be hurt, but the vital part of you will be protected. So I really appreciate the support that I've gotten from everybody through this. I have been really touched by the students, my faculty members. You know, everything that I succeed in is because of what I've learned from the nurses I've worked with, the faculty members I teach with, and the students that I've taught before. Anything that we do as a team, and we succeed together. So I thank y'all for your support, and I thank y'all for coming today. And go Tigers.
She would be willing to sign copies, so she'll be at this table signing copies of the book. If you do not have a copy of the book, over there in the corner, they are selling copies of the book for $5. So if you want to stop by there and get one, feel free to go visit them or line up here to congratulate Dr. Kirk and get your book signed. Thank y'all so much for coming today.